Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the easiest step-by-step way to get a layered haircut at home. I'm also going to be sharing just 3 simple rules to follow to ensure that you never have any mistakes with any at-home haircuts. So I would say that there are 3 rules to follow when doing any type of haircut, trim, touch up. Anytime you bring scissors to your hair, stick to these 3 rules and I feel like you'll be okay. So rule number 1 is start on clean, dry hair. Rule number 2 is to have somewhat adequate tools. Now, it does not mean that you have to go and buy super professional scissors. If you want to trim your hair more than once a year, I promise it's worth investing $20, $15 on a pair of scissors that's going to be used for cutting hair only. Even the worst quality of hair scissors is going to be a million times better than any paper, kitchen, whatever shears you have at home. And most importantly, it's going to treat the ends of your hair well. So you need something that's really sharp that's going to give it a clean cut. If they're dull scissors, it's just going to like kind of bend and snap the hair, which can possibly cause more split ends and the opposite of what you're trying to do with the haircut. And lastly, work in layers and always let that hair fall before you go to the next section. So what that means is if I'm looking to cut this section, I don't want to cut the whole section and just snip. I'm going to cut this section, let it fall. How's it looking? How's that falling? How is it blending with the rest of the hair? That's how hairdressers do it. That's how you should be doing it also. Another little hot tip, never ever cut the hair across. So say you're like, oh, I want to remove this much length. Never just go in with the scissors and cut straight across. You always want to go against how the hair will be laying. So if I'm cutting down here and I want to cut straight across length, I'm going to go in and point cut across. No matter how crooked that line is, it's going to be a million times better than if you do it this way, and even if it's almost straighter than when you did the point cutting. You can also go back in and point cut and perfect, as opposed to when you just go straight across. Then you're just losing length every time you need to perfect that line. If you are doing layers and you're bringing the hair out this way, then you will be point cutting this way and not cut this way. So basically never really parallel with the hand. You always want to point cut into your finger. Doesn't sound safe, but that's the correct way for hair. So those are the fundamental rules. Now let's get into it. If you are looking to only remove length off here and not do a layered cut, the best thing to do is, if I was doing this on a client, obviously I'd be working off of their back and bringing the hair where it naturally falls. Obviously you can't reach the hair behind you, so you can't cut where the hair is laying, so you're going to be bringing it forward. Now the trick to perfecting this and to getting it really straight, imagine if you had 10 tries to attempt this cut versus 1. You're obviously going to get it better with the accumulation of 10 cuts versus 1. In salons, we do the exact same thing. We would never just take this length and chop it and be like, oh, I hope it's straight. It just wouldn't be. So what you want to do is actually separate the hair in layers. If you think about across the head, I would say at least 5 or 6 different layers, of course, depending on how thick or thin your hair is. Say you have really thick hair, you can get more sections across the head. If you have fine hair and you do a very thin section down here, obviously you're barely gonna have any hair to cut. So it's silly and no need to, obviously, to go in such small sections. So I'm gonna leave a fairly small section of hair out. I could even do less than this, but feeling cocky today. So then you're going to take that kind of measure. If I want it to end here, I'm going to bring it down at least an inch. I'm going to bring my fingers down at least an inch. That's like the biggest mistake I see. It's like, oh, I want length to here, and they grab above so that they can hit that mark, and then they go way above, and then they're like, oh wait, that's not perfect, and then they keep cutting, and then they end up with a bob. Like, this is the biggest mistake I see, and it's so easy to avoid. So if I want the length to end here, I'm actually going to bring my fingers lower and then point cut. So going to be point cutting this way. Then same thing on this side. And if you can turn that way, because this hair would then be falling in its natural fall, and then bring it up. And then step away and just see if it's matching up. If you're like, oh, I still want it to go shorter, grab that section again, point cut. It doesn't matter if it takes 2 to 3 sections or times of going through it, but you should be able to then stand away, and on its natural fall, it should be the same length and it should be fairly straight. Once you master that part, you're just going to rinse and repeat. Do that exact same thing with each new section of hair falling through. But it gets a little bit easier because now when I let down that next section, I can see where my previously cut areas and the new length is. And now you can match it all up, and you can typically lift and kind of see where your previous guide is and cut with that. So now you're finally establishing where you want the length to end, because you have seen where it falls, it's exactly where you want it to be. Stepping away at each step, doing the exact same thing to the other side. Okay, once I get to this top section, I like to always leave this top crown area, especially if you have some sort of bangs or more face framing layers. So I'm gonna pin that out of the way. And because I already have some layers cut in, as you can see, there's a disconnect between here and there. So basically now this length for me doesn't reach the rest. So in terms of establishing that length, I'm technically done because there's nothing above here that's going to extend past where I've already cut. If your hair is all one length, you would continue bringing down layers and cutting to match your previous guide. Now, if you want to do a layered cut, you would still do the previous steps I just showed you in establishing an overall length, and then you're going to go in and start layering. So what I like to do is start, and the best way is to draw a line behind the ear, and this whole section, grab it and pull it out at 90 degrees. By doing this, I'm cutting against kind of this curve of the head. So as it falls, it will be quite layered. This is a traditional layered cut. I like to see the layers, and I feel like this is kind of more in now, see the layers really defined. And so in order to do that, instead of just cutting out here and cutting kind of straight against my finger, cutting parallel to where my finger is, but instead, I actually like to bring it forward. Not only am I over directing at 90 degrees, I'm also bringing it forward. I feel like this, it's so much more forgiving. And as you can see, now the top section is kind of longer than my bottom section. And I want to maintain that angle, but I do want to trim it. So we're just going to go in, point cut, but I'm keeping that shape. Obviously, if you're starting from scratch and this is as long as the rest of your hair, you're going to follow that same kind of shape. Like if it's going angle this way, maintain that shape, but you're just gonna go shorter. Let it fall and see where it's falling. If you're like, ooh, I want that layering to be shorter, then you just grab that section up and you keep doing that step, and by cutting in like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch off each time and then letting it drop. But it's that accumulation of many snips that's gonna give you a very soft, very kind of like feathery, layered look. And now same thing to this side, out 90 degrees, and then forward. Now, if when you let it down, you see a kind of like very staircasey, like it's very blunt, very thick. When you pick that up, you're going to see exactly where that heaviness is coming from. So as you can see, mine is kind of going this way, so that means it's heavy here. So in order to kind of remove that very blunt line, you're going to bring that out and kind of find where that heaviest, which is this right here. This, when it's collapsed this way, creates a lot of weight. So if you just soften that and point cut into it, you can make it more rounded off, or just essentially eliminating this will give you a kind of more like slopey falling layer. And say you like the shape of your layers already, you just want to bring them up, you want to shorten them a little bit. Again, you're going to follow the exact kind of shape that's already there, just bringing it up. So see how it's kind of angling this way? If I were to just cut across, I would completely change kind of the shape of that layering. So if you want to maintain the same style, just slightly shorter, follow the shape that's already there. Now, if you want more extreme layers, or you want a less disconnect between your length and your shortest layer. So right now what I have is long layers, right? So even my shortest layer to my longest layer, there's less distance here than there is from my roots to my shortest layer. This is considered long layers. If you're wanting more short layers, like really feathered around the face, the best way to kind of anchor and achieve basically a base point for your layers is to grab this section of hair, but only after you've established your full length. That's always step one in every haircut. Layering is kind of like step two. If you don't want any layering, you obviously skip this step and just cut the perimeter base length of your haircut. If you want to add more extreme layers, you're going to grab this section and comb it up. And this is the one section that instead of bringing it out 90 degrees, we're bringing it up completely. So I'm just point cutting because I'm looking to more or less keep the same shape and length. If you didn't have any layers and you wanted to add some, this is where you would remove, I would say, at least 2 to 3 inches just to start, and then letting it go, seeing where that falls, okay? Then you would grab vertical sections of that new guide you just created on top, and you're going to bring that out and connect that shortest area that you cut to the longest area here and almost create a slope. So you don't want to just cut completely across. Let me show that again. So my guide for my layers now is here. If you want to bring them close together for, again, more layery, more of that feathery look, I would point cut everything so that once you pulled it out this way, that section of hair is almost one length. And again, letting it fall, seeing how that looks. And again, with different densities of hair, it's going to look completely different on every head of hair. That's why I feel like when it comes to layering, a lot of it is intuition versus like a set rule. So when I'm cutting someone's hair, I just let it drop, especially like that first section, and I keep pulling up and see what else I need to take off. You kind of just have to listen to the hair and go off of that, as opposed to just like doing one strict rule and it just falling into place perfectly and working the first time. And then you're going to repeat that same technique all around. And again, seeing how that's falling. Now for the back section. So I like to split the hair in the middle in the back. And then you're going to grab that back quarter section and slowly bring that up again to that 90-degree angle. And then doing the exact same thing on this side, going all the way around the head. And then I just like to do a visual test. Again, how's everything falling? These layers lining up. Then I always like to do a good quality hair oil. This is Essential Drops by Oil & Comb. I did do some drops on damp hair before I dried my hair. I always feel that's the best way to get the most nutrients out of your oil. It also makes your blowouts go so much faster, and it's also a natural heat protectant. But by adding a little bit of oil after you've just cut your hair, it's really nice to kind of add some nourishment to that freshly cut edge. So I'm just gonna go over with a round brush just to kind of fluff out the edges a little bit. I always feel like I like to do that after a cut to also see, but your haircut should be looking good before that blowout. All right, so here is the final cut. I have a clear definition in my layering, but it's at the same time really soft.
I think this is something that a lot of clients try to convey to their hairdresser. So if you're going to be trying this out at home, I hope you try these simple steps, and I hope you end up loving your new cut. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.